Aloha, it's Kiana, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, mahalo to Longs Drugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Drugs for all your shopping needs. The Navy has been given the green light to defuel 3 of its Red Hill pipelines. Hawaii health officials said they granted the Navy conditional approval to remove fuel from the pipelines today. The fuel has been sitting in the pipeline since operations at Red Hill were halted last year when a spill contaminated the Navy's drinking water system. Clearing the pipelines will also allow the Navy to conduct repairs as it prepares to drain about 100 million gallons of fuel from underground storage tanks before closing the facility. The process still needs approval from the State Department of Health. Kathleen Ho is Deputy Director of Environmental Health at the DOH. Ho said staff completed a review of the Navy's pipe, unpacking plan, and observed spill response drills. Additional environmental control measures will be required, but the department said defueling can begin. The Navy plans to begin draining about 1 million gallons of fuel from its pipelines later this month. An 81-year-old man was arrested today in connection with the death of his 76-year-old wife at an Ala Moana area apartment. Honolulu police responded to a 911 call at about 11:45 Thursday night from a man who reported a murder. When officers arrived at the Sheridan Street apartment, the suspect, identified as Rogelio G. Kanilau, confessed to killing his wife. Meanwhile, the man arrested in connection with the fatal stabbing of a homeless man in Kaimuki has been charged with second-degree murder. 43-year-old Weldon Manuel was arrested Wednesday after allegedly killing another man under a bridge along Kapi'olani Boulevard in Kaimuki. Manuel has an extensive criminal record and has been homeless for years. He was convicted twice for third-degree assault and was a defendant in 2 stabbings. Manuel saw a 2017 assault case dismissed and was acquitted in a separate assault case this year when the victims could not be located to testify in court. Uvalde School District has suspended its entire police force. The move comes amid fresh outrage over the botched law enforcement response to one of the deadliest classroom attacks in U.S. history. On May 24th, a gunman breached Robb Elementary School in the small Texas town and was allowed to remain in a 4th-grade classroom for more than 70 minutes before officers took action. 21 people died. On Wednesday, it was learned that the district had hired a former state trooper who was among the nearly 400 officers who rushed to the scene and proceeded to mill around. Officer Crimson Elizondo was fired Thursday, a day after CNN first reported her hiring. Friday's suspension is the first fallout for Uvalde School Police Force since the district fired former police chief Pete Arredondo in August. Tripler Army Medical Center canceled all appointments today due to a water main break. A hospital spokesperson said the main broke at about 2:30 this morning. There was no immediate timeline for a fix. In a post to Facebook, the Department of Veterans Affairs Pacific Island Healthcare System said the incident would impact VA services. The department asked patients to call before coming in. Tripler Army Medical Center serves about 264,000 active duty and retired military personnel, family members, and veteran beneficiaries in Hawaii. It also hosts the headquarters of the Department of Veterans Affairs Pacific Island Healthcare System. Those who had appointments can reschedule by calling 800-214-1306. Skittish investors fearing a looming recession handed Wall Street another losing day today. The S&P 500 ended 2.8% lower after a government report showed employees hired more workers last month than economists expected. Wall Street is worried the Federal Reserve could see that as proof that the economy has not slowed enough to bring inflation under control. That could persuade the Fed to continue to hike interest rates at the risk of causing a recession. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 2.1% on the news, while the Nasdaq slid 3.8%. The major indexes managed to notch a gain for the week on a short-lived rally Monday and Tuesday. Investors were hoping that weaker than expected economic data might translate to a favorable reaction from the central bank. But today's jobs report renewed fears that more aggressive rate hikes are coming. Stocks have tumbled over 20% from records this year on worries about inflation, interest rates, and the possibility of a recession. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.